What lessons can we learn from Genghis Khan that apply to the modern world? You've already said religious freedom, some of these ideas.
Well, I think his policy ideas, I think, are important. We can still learn from that about protection of diplomats, not buying and selling women, not kidnapping women, and having religious freedom of individuals. But also, he had interesting things. He had tax-free status for all religions, all physicians, and all teachers. They didn't pay taxes in his empire. As a former teacher, I embrace that idea out of pure greed and self-interest.
Yes.
But it's not to me the idea of saving the money. It's the idea of focusing on that as something important for the society. He didn't say tax-free for any other category of people, as I recall, but just for those. And he's highlighting the health of the people, the education of the people, and the spirit of the people, their spiritual. That's very important. That's a profound approach to life. And so these are policies, and I'm not advocating so much the policies, but I think some of the general principles of being willing to learn from our mistakes. Admit your mistake to yourself, correct it, and go on with your life. Then all of us say it's important, but we don't do it for the most part. We don't learn from our failures as much as we think. The other idea of promoting people on ability, I think that's certainly an idea that is very valuable, not in the simple way of meritocracy that we've done it with, oh, if you pass the exam with this score, you get this or that, but really evaluating people and their ability. I think it's a very good thing, not the only thing, but I think it's very important. And even though he failed in the end in his own life and he turned power over to his sons and his family, it's a principle that he lived by most of his life, and we can learn from that principle. The other thing I think is just his global feel for the world, his global understanding. Here was a man who had had no education in any formal sense, and he had this sense that the world should be united. We should have things that unite all people. Everybody should have their own law, but there should be a higher law of heaven that governs people. And this later was translated, everybody should have their own language, but they all write the same alphabet by Kublai Khan. It didn't work. Or his idea, he tried to impose the use of paper currency in Iran, the Persian Ilkhanate, Chinese paper money. It didn't work. The people there weren't used to it. But all this international spirit of their empire, I think that we need today. We talk about, globalization, we're all connected, it's just incredible. And we're more provincial than ever. We are just so provincial, and sometimes we use all this technology to help preserve our provincialism. And we can't think in global terms. We can't think about the world. It's just amazing to me how narrow-minded we are.